Alrighty, Sam, let's move on. I warned everyone about today's episode. Okay, so here, this is from like 6 or 7 months ago, so it's not actually new, but it's the entire Tigerbelly gang or whoever they are versus Brendan Schaub saga. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
maybe
had
show a
no
couple of the
idea.
people so maybe they can.
So okay.
So, there are
So
these three girls.
first, I
That's
just like to
important
know
to the
I had no.
plot.
It's these three girls are one. This girl on the right is the wife of Bobby Lee,
Mhm.
who is a
Or
comedian,
ex-wife, right?
uh, or ex-wife. It's been the drama. The drama is just too much. And Brandon Schaub, I think this one shows him there, had this guy who is a friend of Joe Rogan, and that's I think that is the best description of him. That nobody should add anything to the description I said. No profession. Don't add any profession to this. He's a friend of Joe Rogan. That's all you need to know. He's a friend of Joe Rogan, and he got into trouble with Bobby Lee and his wife, and it's all like this came on my YouTube stuff, and I had no idea there is a whole like a Joe Rogan unfunny comedy universe in which all these unfunny comedians are at each other's throats for different reasons. It was unbelievable. The level of just it felt like a soap opera from when you're like 13. Like it
No.
was soap opera written by 13-year-olds. It was too good.
Hey,
But so there is a drama. Brandon Schwab is in conflict with Bobby Lee's wife. It seems is the main conflict. In this war, Brendan Schaub is joined by Brian Callen, another genius of just comedy and just human behavior. And then Bobby Lee is the only one who comes across as a really good human being.
yeah.
I don't want to even talk shit about him. And he's the married guy, and there is other side characters who are part of that Tigerbelly podcast, but they're not, I think we can skip their names. They're not really lead, so to speak. So do you want to give now what happened now that I
Basically,
introduced the
apparently,
characters?
which is like the biggest. I mean, this part really got to me. Like this was really big gaslighting. So those three girls that I showed
No,
that we
don't
showed
go
in the
there.
big.
Don't go there.
Oh, that's the plot though.
Don't go to no, but don't start from the gaslighting
So then you
part.
go
Start
ahead. You
from
go
the
ahead.
beginning.
That is the
No, no. Okay,
beginning.
in their podcast, she mentions a comedian who's unfunny. I mean, yeah, shouldn't even say comedian really. An unfunny person hitted on her who's married and then gives the initials BS, which is Brandon Schwab, and then they hint at the fact that it's Brandon Schwab at a podcast recording. He's not in it, just Tigerbelly people. Bobby Lee is not in it. This leads to a feud. Like Brandon Schwab argues that he's been harassed online because of this, and he's married and he's getting shit for it because of this and all that. And this leads to a feud. And then Brandon Schwab and Brian Callen contact them, tell them to stop. Then they contact them until they threaten them with legal action. Then it turns out that their threats were empty. There was no evidence to back their legal
Yeah.
threats, basically. So they kind of come and kind of apologize. At least Brandon Schwab does. And I'm not sure how it ends really. That's all as far as I
True,
could get
but
that
I
base.
mean, this girl like stretched this so because I think like it was great
So
attention
much.
for
Yeah,
sure.
she's evil.
But I mean, the girl
Yeah.
keeps on saying, "What?
So,
How
yeah.
can Brendan? How can you get so mad about this? It was just three girls, having
That's
girl talk and
that's
this."
the gaslighting part.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you talking about?
I
Live
thought
on air
I
on
thought
YouTube, you accused a man, which I think definitely happened. I believe the story for sure because I know
it's not
Brendan quite a bit
accusation,
through
it's
Joe
really
Rogan,
truth.
UFC,
It's
and everything.
you told
That
us
a
you
married
told the
man
truth.
hit on you, like, pretty much tried to, get you to come into his truck or something. And then you put that out there and you pretend that it's nothing. Like, how can you get so mad? Like, what do you mean you
No,
accused?
no,
Rightly so.
she doesn't say
Fine.
how can you get so mad as well. She's in this interview that you're referring to, which is after most of the
Yeah.
drama. It's like they're having, I guess, negotiations 1-to-1 like Russia and Ukraine right now. And she's like, all I thought, Camille, was that, it's just somebody hitting on somebody, and I said it online for everybody to hear, for somebody who's married hitting on somebody else who's married. And it's something as stupid. Who cares? It's not worth. I mean, she knew
Maybe
what the
in
fuck she
your
was
world,
doing.
but I
Exactly.
don't think in
No,
anyone's
man,
world. Yeah, of course, man.
she knew what she was doing. But the funnest part is this fucking dumbass.
Yeah, no,
This
that's
dumbass
poor Brendan.
just
That's his problem, man. He's actually, I think, he's a
yeah, but
decent guy. He's just
I know if
dumb
you
as
well,
fuck.
I don't
He's
know. He was
just
married when he hit it on
no,
her.
yeah, true. In that way, he is like that, but
Not
sure.
that decent.
But I
But
think
I
in
can
that
imagine,
way, I think his
like
wife
I can imagine if
lives with that.
somebody with a push-up bra is near him, he's just really his brain stops
No, man, I told you,
functioning. I
he's the
assume.
kind of guy who, like, I heard his stories, and before we talk
Yes,
about it, like, some people are like this. Like, I'm pretty sure like 50% of the girls that he meets within his age group, he somehow sleeps with them. Some of them he probably doesn't even understand how it happens. It just happens, man. Some people are like this.
No,
It's both
I think
like
you're giving
it's
him way
both a
too much
good
credit.
thing and a curse when it's like at this rate. Like, I'm sure he's one of those guys. Like, he just can't help it. Like, he walks around, says hi to somebody, and somehow they have sex. So I mean, it's a curse at this point. So
no,
he's like that. That's an
I
issue.
disagree
But
with that.
man,
No.
he's
I disagree.
so dumb, the poor guy, when it
No,
comes to
he's
some
so
things.
dumb. I agree. I would say every time he has sex, he probably doesn't know what the fuck happened and how he got there. I agree with that. But I think it's not he's just a really yeah, exactly. I don't think he's to blame because exactly like he sees a nice ass or something. I don't think his brain is able to like he's one of those people who doesn't have enough blood for his dick and blood to function at the same time. It's like which is all men really, to be honest. But in his case, it's really drastic. And so
for him, it happens. Most guys, they go towards the girl and the girl runs away. That's the thing that happens towards most people.
I don't think he's. Do you think he's because he doesn't even? I don't think he's that attractive or.
It has nothing to do with. I don't know. It happens.
No, okay,
I don't know.
that's no. I didn't even mean beautiful. Like
yeah.
He doesn't. He comes across as a bit of a douchebag,
Listen, I'm not here to explain the reasoning or how it works or the underlying mechanisms. I'm just telling you how it happens. No, he's much like that. I don't think Joe Rogan's like that. Because you hear stories and he said it, and the people that he's been with. I mean, I know Brendan Schaub very, very,
oh, really?
very well.
Okay. You know their stories. All right.
I know all his stories. Like, I mean, I've been listening to him.
Okay,
I've been watching him in the UFC from 10 years ago. His life before that.
Too much of
why he quit UFC, how he got into this, the way he acts around Joe Rogan. It's just too funny. He loves Joe Rogan to death.
He loves Joe Rogan. He loves Joe Rogan the same way I love Cyrus. Like, it's the same sort of intensity. No, but you know why? I don't know why, but he reminds me so much of Turtle from Entourage. That's why I can't imagine him to be like. Not so much Vince,
Yeah.
A lot of Turtle vibe I'm getting.
No, but exactly. It's more like Vince when it comes to girls.
Dumbass. Okay. But this dumbass just following his dick, it seems, have hit while being married, hit it on another married person, and then tried to blackmail them, knowing something about their personal life. But the best part is when him and Callan, this is the height of, I think, dumbassness. This is dumbassness, like it's just crystallized. Him and Brian Callan hire some investigators, I assume, internet investigators, and then through those investigators, they come to conclusions, which leads them to contact Bobby Lee, threatening him, calling him a pussy and a coward,
and telling him they will expose
him because we're going to destroy your career. You've always been a pussy because we know that the hate comes from the IP address that is connected to your house. Within like 3 days, they have to release an apology video saying Brian Callen's like, yes, it was me. I said those bad things. Oh, because Bobby Lee goes on H3 podcast, or that fat fucker. I hate him so much. Disgusting pig, whatever. And that, by the way, that there you can definitely see Bobby Lee, or he doesn't want to talk about it, but the girl, she clearly wants to milk this story for whatever it's worth. So and then, man, that phone call, I would pay, like, please, if the NSA, I'm sure there is somebody in NSA has the recording of that phone call, I would pay good money for that phone call, for these two idiots, dumbasses, Brian Callen and Brendan Schaub. I'm sure they even forgot to put it on a speaker. Just one of them is holding it like that, and they're like, "Yeah, Bobby, we're gonna come and we're gonna destroy you. We're gonna come. You've always been a coward. Yeah, tell him, Brian.
No,
Brian,
man, no. Brian was holding the phone. No, listen. Coming back
Brian
to
is holding the phone.
coming back to Brendan's stupidity and dumbassness. Brian Callen probably got him so pumped that he didn't even know what was going on, like, or what was happening there. And man, it's so funny. The day that you sent me this video, I was listening to another more recent beef with this MMA journalist who just makes a fool out of him, like just running circles
Brian
around Brendan Schaub. And Brendan Schaub, honestly, like, he's so dumb that he doesn't realize, like, I feel like, he gets into these beefs and stuff. Like, he tells a story and
exactly,
I think he just thinks he's telling a normal story, but he doesn't understand. Like, he's saying
like,
very horrible stuff about people. He's like, yeah, I've heard, they're kind of like, yeah, someone told me that this other guy, the guy's name Ariel. Yeah, someone told me that, Ariel Helwani is really a piece of shit who backstabs all of his colleagues at work and all that. But yeah, I love the guy. And then they use this word love as if it fixes like everything. He's like, I love him a lot, but yeah, I was told he's a scumbag. And then I think he just doesn't even realize what he's doing. He's that dumb that you don't think the guy is gonna take problem with another YouTuber, saying all these horrible things about you just because you don't understand what's going on. That's the thing. I just think that he doesn't get what is going on.
His best friend is always saying that he cheats on his wife, but I love the motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. Like, when you keep your love to yourself, just don't say this shit about me. Like, yeah. So I mean, you can't really hold it against him. I just feel like he's just too dumb in some ways.
Oh.
Can you hear me? Hello? I can still see you and hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah, perfect.
I can hear you now.
Yeah, all good.
I think it's fixed now.
But yeah, so I mean, I think that's my main takeaway. He's just so dumb, the poor guy, in some ways.
No, I
mean, everybody's dumb in so many ways, but he's just, his common sense area is just lacking a bit too much.
Yeah, I have two things to add. One is we have to talk about the part in when they call and they're like, yeah, Bobby, we have friends in dark places. Who the fuck are they talking? Are they talking about Joe Rogan? Or are they talking about the dark intellectual web? Like, are they talking about Sam Harris?
Probably. I think that would be my guess.
Because, buddy, I gotta tell you, they're not gonna show up for what you think. They're not the kind of dark you're thinking. They're different kind of dark.
Yeah. Man, I'm pretty sure that's it.
And then I have a Bobby Lee. I felt so bad for the guy, but at the same time, he was like, yeah, I was so traumatized. I had to go through therapy. For what? This is like, it would be material for your next stand-up, my friend.
Yeah, I know. But he was just so hurt that I started feeling bad for him. And like, he was so consistent in his way. He wasn't like chiming in or trying to like, make it
capitalize.
Yeah, exactly. At all whatsoever. He just wanted it to be over.
But yeah, man, I just the least intimidating duo in the world. Brian Callen and Brendan Schaub. Like, Brandon Schaub, while on his way to beat you up, will slip on a piece of banana
Seriously.
skin and just like, woo, woo, woo.
Like for sure he can, like you can send him the wrong address and he'll go there. It'd be like,
Oh, he'll
where are you?
murder
I'm in
the wrong
Alaska.
person.
Okay, I'm coming.
Oh man.
And you
But
can
yeah, but
see
I
him
mean,
here, man. Here he was just so dumb here. Like
he's
the
so
girl
dumb.
was again
Like,
just with the biggest like
yeah,
gaslighting
she was
shit, just
playing.
still fucking around with him so much.
Yeah, she's literally playing him like, and I think that the thing is though, Bobby Lee is the one who. That's why I think he's nice to him throughout, because he understand how dumb he is. It's not his fault he hit it on my wife. It's just it wasn't his choice. It wasn't the real truth. But I was gonna say, like, besides, like, not guilty due to reasons of insanity, we should add like not guilty due to reasons of like just not like human intelligence. I mean, it's not like if this guy like kills someone, it's not his fault. Like
Yeah.
Joe Rogan, like Joe Rogan tells this guy kill someone, he will kill somebody.
I
It's not his
know.
fault. It's just, it's not fair. Like his
No,
wife
I
should
mean, yeah,
not
a
really be
court
angry
would
at him.
find him not
Really,
being. You know how the court, like, assesses your,
yeah. Court is
sends you to a
it's like,
psychiatrist or something, and then the
yeah,
psychiatrist will come back. Well, he has, the understanding of an 8-year old. So based on that, we can't hold
yeah.
them
It's like you
accountable.
can't. Yeah, it's like when an animal does something bad, or you can't really.
Yeah.
It's like it's not that what you expect.
I know.
But yeah, so I feel like his wife shouldn't be too angry at him because it's really
Yeah.
not his fault. I would say social services should step in just to make sure the children are,
And by the way, we
alive
keep on saying
and
his
fed.
wife. I'm not too sure if is he married. Do they actually say he's married? Because I know he has a kid with
He
her.
said, I have wife and
Oh,
kids. Or I have a
I know he
partner.
has
I
kids,
think he
but I
said
wasn't
wife
too
and
sure if
kids.
he ever got actually married.
Oh yeah, I can imagine he has a lot of kids with a lot of,
No, no, no,
as
no. I think he
like,
just has with the one. I don't know, somehow he's managed to
man, I can
he's
imagine
managed to
he's
navigate
some,
that.
like, I can imagine one of his friends telling him, "Did you know, like, on Wednesday nights, actually, men's sperm doesn't get girls pregnant, and he
Yeah,
would
you would
fucking
believe
use
that.
it and wouldn't he wouldn't use condoms on Wednesday." It's
No, the poor guy though.
yeah. I mean, poor everybody. I would, yeah, poor Bobby Lee, really. To be
Yeah,
honest.
no, that's for sure.